What's up, Atlanta Fringe? I'm Eli. We're here at Do You Validate Studios. Today I'm here with Miles and Levi of Oldest and Dearest for their show, Mr. Cardboard. What can y'all tell us about the show? When the audience sits down, what can they expect?
A magical adventure.
Expect to laugh a lot and be scared, and then cry
And grow.
and grow
Okay.
and tear up.
The full spectrum of emotions coming to the show. This is a clown-based show? You guys do clowning?
Well, we were trained in France by Philippe Gaulier, who's like a clown master.
Wow.
But we're definitely part of this like modern clown movement. And what that means is pretty much just like we get up there, we're supposed to be funny, we have to be funny, and we have to interact with the audience.
Okay.
Or acknowledge that they're there.
Sure.
Acknowledge what they like and don't like, and kind of take the cues from how they're feeling.
Okay. So every show might be a little bit different based on how the audience is.
Incredibly. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we have a narrative. It is a play, but how it happens, how the beats go, how long we play those games is very dependent on each audience and how we're playing with each other day to day.
How do your clowns speak? I know there's variations in how clowns communicate.
To our director's chagrin, he tells us often that we're very blah blah. But yeah, it's a verbal show.
We talk about it in like 3 layers of like, or maybe 4 even if you count like the people who are sitting here talking to you now. Then there are the 2 idiots that are putting on a show.
Okay.
Then there are the characters that they're playing.
Yeah.
And then there's the world that they're in. And then it's kind of like jumping between those 3 and / maybe 4 of those layers. And I think that's where that language mainly is.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like who's talking to you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I play Mr. Cardboard, and he's kind of functions like a boss, boss clown. And he goes, "Hello, boys and kids. It's me, Mr. Cardboard. What you like? A donkey, a giraffe?" And then he makes a Huxley.
And Huxley modulates a lot more. Huxley is kind of
He can exist sort of up here. Is that okay for your levels? He's quite a loud voice. And then he can go down here as well.
so it kind of, I mean, in the vocal range of it, it's quite. I bounce around a lot.
Visually, what's the show like? It's Mr. Cardboard. Am I expecting to see a lot of like just kind of DIY sort of sets and props, things like that?
We talked a lot about Stop Making Sense, the Talking Heads film.
Yeah, yeah.
Of like, how do we start out in a space that feels very natural and build it? We didn't quite hit that mark.
We don't really build it, but we definitely start with a boombox.
Yeah.
Like, except the boombox is a cardboard box. And it doesn't. We add more cardboard boxes, but the aesthetic of that doesn't change. I think we're relying a lot more on our costumes, which are
cool.
quite colourful and functional. And if you come to the show, you'll see what Miles' costume does versus what my costume does, and they have a lot of tricks within them. And I think, I mean, I'm more of a fan of like stuff where it's so based on creating a world is kind of just informed by the audience, and especially with this show, where, like I say, it's like 2 massive idiots are making this show. They're not going to really like have built out a big set, or
Right.
they think they have, but you know.
Y'all are both world travelers. You trained in France. Where else have you performed and taken this show?
We just came back from doing the show at the Second City Black Box in New York.
Wow.
That was fun.
Before that, we were at Brighton Fringe.
And we've done it in London. Yeah, it's been a fun thing to just kind of expand upon it, because like these shows don't exist until you've really shown them. And so it's been fun to kind of have it coagulate into something looking more prim and proper.
Yeah.
To use that expression.
Yeah, there's a big devising process of like trying something, showing it to an audience, taking it back, working with our director, Will Spence, and then, building with what works and what doesn't. So we started that process at Edinburgh Fringe last year.
Wow.
Doing like 10-minute spots here and there.
Which were 20 minutes long.
Of course.
Yeah, we've done 5-minute spots that were like, 8 minutes long.
We're probably going to do a 20-minute, 3-minute spot tomorrow.
Yeah, at the showcase.
Yeah.
Time is meaningless.
Yeah. Well, for
they
us.
play the music and we start dancing.
Yeah. Excellent.
Just try and get rid of us.
Right. So what have you learned as you've developed this show? How's it grown over time, and how have you grown as artists as you've performed it?
I think it's like,
Think about it artistically.
Right.
What have I grown?
I think it's just like you add it's like, and it's still happening. It's like you
Yeah.
add bits that are good and you cut bits that are bad, and
Yeah.
like that's the same of the show as it is of one's ego and self.
Sure.
And I don't know, you have to kind of keep pruning yourself and the show. Literally, too.
Sure.
In the case of this show,
We groom
we groom
Okay.
ourselves.
each other.
What's something you guys love about doing festivals and traveling with your show?
We hate it.
Sure.
We
Clearly.
hate it.
No, we like it. It's fun. You go to. It's like I like traveling. It's fun
Yeah.
to travel. I've never been to Atlanta before.
Oh, yeah.
So this is fun for me.
Yeah.
But it's just like you travel around, you meet new people, you meet new artists, you get to see what other stuff is going on in the scene. You also get to take, especially for something like this, because it's got many different flavors around the world. Like people within the clown world will tell you that like stuff happening in London is quite different from stuff happening in LA, where it's also quite big.
Yeah.
And then in the Fringe, everybody kind of comes together and you see and you kind of learn from each other.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting to see the way the scenes kind of change and function across the world.
That must be great to be able to get sort of input from all sorts of different styles from different regions, kind of sort of adapt yourself to a little bit.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it helps us because we're both I'm from Sydney, so it's quite, it's small there, but then you go to London, it's massive, and so you can you can just take bits that you like and you can pull from artists, and it's in the artistic way of stealing. Artistic way of stealing.
Collage. It's also like, clowning is an ancient art form.
Sure.
It's been around for forever, but this like brand of clown comedy is also relatively new. Like we're at the beginning of this like wave that I think we both see coming, of like clowning being one of the main forms that people are interested in because it's so palpable.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not getting like head laughs, you're getting real like belly laughs from people.
Yeah.
Bringing it to audiences that have never seen that kind of comedy or have seen versions of it, but it's a lot of experience just putting it in front of different people with different cultural backgrounds.
Have you found that as you traveled that you adapt the show to what you understand sort of the regional styles tend to be, or what audiences respond to in different areas?
Yeah, we literally do. Like,
Yeah.
as in, like, there's jokes in the show which we change based on where we are.
Okay.
I mean, that's the same for any kind of comedy. I
Sure,
think,
yeah,
like a stand-up
yeah.
does that. They go, Atlanta, what's happening?
Have you heard of a peach? I've heard so many comics say that.
So regional.
And in Brighton, you go, you guys know about this pier? They have a pier for, and a P-I-E-R.
And I wouldn't know. Oh.
As well as like the literal jokes, you do kind of have to feel out. A lot of it is making calculations in the moment anyway.
Yeah.
So an audience from night to night would be different anyway.
Sure.
With different reference points and different comfort levels of like what they particularly want. Especially in a new space, in a new city, the first one's always going to be an incredibly big learning experience.
Yeah.
And then the second one will be, okay, we've learned from the first one. Let's do a good one now.
But that
Just
won't be that won't be the case here. I think all of them are going to be perfect.
They're
Yeah,
all
exactly.
going to be so good.
Exactly. Now, you're from here more or less originally?
I was born in Cincinnati, but I've been here since I was 5.
Okay.
The truth comes out.
Yeah, now we know. And Levi, you said you were from Sydney. So how is Atlanta treating you so far?
In the last 2 hours? It's
Since
been
you just
so
got
good.
here off the bus? Yeah.
Yeah, anything's better than the 17-hour bus.
That's
We
fair.
saw things.
That's
We
fair.
actually did see things,
Yeah.
which we
Yeah.
can't talk about.
All right. Did y'all meet in this Paris Clown School?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Physically.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we did meet before that.
Yeah.
Kind of. Digitally.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Our first carnal meeting was in Paris, but our friend Sebastian Hernandez introduced us via this little app called Instagram.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Yeah. I had done stuff through the lockdown with them, like doing comedy online, which was a lot of fun, very stupid. And, I don't know if anyone watched that or not, but we became friends. And then I told them that I was going to go to Etomp and study there. And they were like, oh, you got to meet Miles. They put us in a little group chat together.
Yeah.
And that was history.
Wow.
And it still is history.
Well, yeah.
Anything else you want to share with the Fringe audience or people that might come see your show that they should know?
Come to the show.
Check this out.
Wow. How do they do it?
And wait for it.
Okay.
How could you not want to come now?
Yeah, I'm really.
You sold it.
That's actually.
That's not in the show.
That's most of the show.
No, it's not in the show. If you hated that as much as I did, you'll love the show.
Levi, you want to take this one for me?
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh no.
Piggybacking off of that, it's kind of a funny story because. Would you want to take this one, Levi?
No, that's actually a really funny story. I can talk about that for a second, but first you say your thing about it.
Well, it's funny. It's actually funny that you bring that up because it's kind of a funny story that you bring that up. I was actually, Levi, do you want to take this one?
I can say this one because it's actually a really
Thank you
funny
for taking
story.
this
It's a
one.
really funny story about how the show is really good, but I think you have the answer to this one.
Well, would you want to take this one?
Well, I would say that from what I know, at the time that I've spoken with you, I think. Well, you should probably go ahead and let us know.
Yeah, I'm Levi, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, it's actually a really funny story. So the
Levi,
way-
I don't think they can understand you.
Oh, sorry. I was speaking.
We have our own little secret language.
Little secret language.
So,
Yeah.
excuse- we have our own little
Little
secret
secret
language. For other people can't understand it, but
We've been on a bus for 17 hours.
Yeah, I guess so.
and we learned a secret language. Excuse me,
we discovered it.
we
No,
learned a secret.
discovered it,
Yeah, we discovered it. Sorry, probably bits in there. You'll have to put subtitles.
I don't think I've ever smelt worse in my life than I do right now.
Well, then we're getting a real four-dimensional experience when we come see your show.
No, I'll smell good.
We'll
then.
shower.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right,
we're
all
gonna,
right, so
that's-
we've got time.
We're gonna smell so good.
You
Oh,
heard
wow.
of Versace Eros?
Ooh.
That's what he smelled.
Wow. Okay.
Not right now though.
Well, fortunately, Atlanta just got our water back just in time for you guys to clean up. So
Yeah,
that'll
that
be good.
sounded crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. It
Yeah.
was pretty nuts. We survived. So let all the people know when and where they can see Mr. Cardboard.
You can see Mr. Cardboard Thursday,
The 6th.
the 6th at 7 p.m.,
Mhm.
Friday, the 7th at 10 p.m., Saturday, the 8th at 5:30 p.m., and Sunday, the 9th at 2:30 p.m. at the Limelight Theater.
Black Box.
Miles, Levi, thank you guys so much for coming out. We're excited to see
pleasure to
Mr.
meet
Cardboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so
That's
much.
a good pass off. Thank you. And I'll just go ahead and
Yeah.
leave you with that. Thanks so much. Y'all go see Mr. Cardboard. I'll be
Yeah.
there.